Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we talk with one Floyd County restaurant owner about how they are prepared to safely extend their capacity. And we take you to Pulaski County, where hundreds of people made their way to Summer Splash on its belated first day of the season.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Roberts, and thank you for joining me on Mountain News this morning. Today is June 30th, or like we call it around here, Monday 2.0. Yesterday was a severe weather alert day, and today we're looking at some flash flooding. Let's bring in Brandon Robinson. Brandon, where are we seeing that flash flooding, and what can we expect for the rest of the day moving forward?
Well, so far so good this morning, Lacey. No flash flooding to report, but we have our flash flood watch that continues until 8 o'clock tonight for most of the area. But live pinpoint Doppler radar showing you no major issues right now. That could change very rapidly because some of these cells have kind of popped in and popped out throughout the morning, and some heavier bands of rain. You look back over toward Beckley in West Virginia, seeing some pretty good action over that way. So we're going to continue to watch this, but as we take a look at that watch, it goes for most of the area until 8 o'clock tonight. So be aware of that. The potential still on the table there to see more with an already saturated ground from rains on Sunday and Monday. Temperatures this morning still mild and muggy, 66 to 72. That's our range across the region there, and you factor in those dew points, feels like closer to 70 in most locations. So basically between uncomfortable and instant sweat. So something to kind of watch out for this morning as you head out the door. It's air you can wear, and the out the door forecast, speaking of which, takes us into the low 80s again today, and those chances for scattered showers and storms will be around throughout the day. Rest of the forecast on the way in a little bit. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. And Monday kicked off segment 3 of the KHSAA return. WYMT's Willie Hope was in Stanville with Betsy Lane's boys basketball team yesterday, seeing how the Bobcats are handling the situation.
The same health protocols are still in place.
Safety is the most important thing right now. We're kind of, abide by the rules of what they are.
As schools continue to move forward in the KHSAA return plan. Not a whole lot has changed for certain sports.
We're still kind of doing the same thing, conditioning, like I said, and just talking as a family and just communicating.
Basketball, one of the high contact indoor sports, still has its limitations during segment 3.
It's just conditioning, we're getting better in better shape. It doesn't affect us that much because we already know we've been playing forever. We already know each other and how we play.
Including no activities that simulate game competition at all. Still, for these kids, it's just good to be back in a gym.
It feels good, like conditioning and stuff, just building team chemistry, and it just feels good to be back in the gym.
Hoping for a senior season.
There's going to be some good to it. It's going to come out, it's going to end, and we're just going to play ball and have a good year.
And a chance to move on to the next segment on July 13th. From Stanville, Willie Hope, WYMT Mountain Sports.
And low contact indoor and outdoor sports such as baseball, softball, cross country, and swimming are able to start competition in segment 3. And the University of Kentucky dismissed 4 cheerleading coaches following an investigation that started in February. And last Tuesday, the university announced who would now take the reins of the Dynasty program, Ryan Martin O'Connor. O'Connor is a Lexington native and was previously at WKU and Ole Miss. She says she's looking forward to being back in the Commonwealth.
I'm so excited to be back in Lexington. I'm slowly making my way back here from Bowling Green. I'm kind of back and forth, but just really excited to be moving home, to be able to live here and to be able to give my son the same childhood that I had. I think that's really important. I think Lexington is the absolute best place to raise a family and to grow up. And ever since I left, I've just been trying every year, trying to figure out a way that I could get back to Lexington.
And to kick off the 2020 season, O'Connor says that this year's tryouts will be virtual and the team will be announced on July 10th. And EKU football has moved its season opener to Thursday, September 3rd, all in an effort to avoid competing with the rescheduled Kentucky Derby. The University of Kentucky did the same thing earlier this month. EKU's opener against Western Carolina will now be Thursday, September 3rd at 7 p.m. This will mark the third straight season and the fifth time in the last 8 Eastern has opened its season at home on a Thursday night. And beginning this week, pools and water parks are able to open for business here in Kentucky. So hundreds did not mind the overcast skies yesterday as they went to Summer Splash in Pulaski County. Summer Splash Water Park in Somerset says it spent the past few weeks preparing for the park to follow guidelines. Staff are constantly wiping down surfaces and cleaning inner tubes. They also have an infrared temperature camera and electronic counters.
There was quite a bit of cost up front to get us up and running and actually to meet all the guidelines. And some of those we actually felt Mayor Keck actually felt that it was important for us to do that so we can kind of keep track and help with keeping the COVID from spreading and anything like that in this area.
Now, right now, they are keeping capacity at 1,050 people, and the first hour the park is open is reserved for season pass holders. Well, bars across the Commonwealth are now able to reopen. Along with the lifted restrictions comes restaurants allowed to have 50% capacity in their buildings. WYMT's Will Puckett has more from Fat Boys in Martin, where a closer return is normal is welcome.
For owner Melinda Kraft, the easing of coronavirus restrictions is a welcome sight.
Hopefully they're going to come in, sit down with their group, and it's not going to change that aspect a whole lot.
Monday's loosening of regulations on restaurants and bars like Fat Boys Grill and Tavern are happening right before the holiday weekend.
We're going to do something a little with a twist. We're going to have some music on the porch, some music in here in the main bar area, and hopefully, just still play it safe, but let people come out and enjoy themselves.
Kraft is self-admitted OCD, and she says that while they were doing all the proper cleaning before, with some of the added precautions from the state, customers tend to like the old way better.
We have been able to do that, but we have found our customers want utensils, and they want that glass cup. So we kind of just leave it up to our customers.
While cleanings are ramping up, Kraft is making sure they follow what they're supposed to, because should they have to shut down again.
I've already had this discussion with those around me that's close to me. If I close again, I will not reopen. That's how bad it was.
Fat Boys may not be here on the other side. In Martin, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Fat Boys Full Bar is now open, and they have space on the deck and inside to follow proper social distancing. And a group of teenagers jumped into action to save a dog from drowning in Ohio County, Kentucky on Sunday. Parts of the county got nearly 5 inches of rain. Michael Taylor says he and some others noticed something unusual caught in the moving water, and it turned out to be a dog. With little hesitation, they entered the water to save the canine.
Dove into it. We he pointed us where it was at, and no one was getting in there to get it, so we was like, who cares? We went in there and got it.
And after the rescue, the dog was returned to its owner, who I'm sure was very relieved and happy. The dog is doing well and does not show any signs of injury.
Time now, as we always do this time of the morning, for our daily Helpers and Heroes segment, where we highlight those folks on the front lines across the region. Let's go to our first picture today, which is from Terry. And of course, I know this family very well. This is her daughter, Casey Morris. Casey is working on the front lines of the pandemic as a respiratory therapist at Harlan ARH. Lots of good people in that family. Thank you, Casey, for your dedication. Our next picture, there you go, was submitted by Karen. This is her little brother, Kelly Williams. He is from Paintsville, but is a traveling nurse based out of Pikeville. Karen also tells us that Kelly is a single father, a hard thing to do anytime, but especially when you're trying to juggle your work in the healthcare field with your home life. Kelly, we salute you. And finally, our last picture today was sent in from Jason. This is his daughter, Kristen Hale, and the love of his life, Amber Collinsworth. Kristen just graduated recently from college and is working at Pikeville Medical Center. Amber works taking care of folks at the Salyersville Nursing Home. He says he's proud to have both of them in his life, and He loves them. Thank you both for your service to our community. And of course, you can still submit your frontline helper, hero, essential worker, whoever you want that's doing good in the community right now during the pandemic. You can do that one of two ways. Head on over to WIMT.com, go up to the search bar at the top of the page, got the magnifying glass right next to it, type in helpers and heroes, and you'll find a link there where you can submit your folks, or you can send them to me on my Facebook page in a message. Brandon Robinson, WIMT. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. And thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with more Mountain News this morning.